Like many people, you might have heard about Baldur's Gate 3 recently, when a tweet about some of the romance options went viral. Well, I'm here today to tell you that there is plenty more to Baldur's Gate 3 than romancing a bear.
I'm kicking this fucking squirrel too.
No, don't kick the squirrel. I can
Yes, it's getting kicked. Get the fuck out of here, squirrel!
Touch him. Baldur's Gate 3 is an upcoming role-playing video game developed and published by Larian Studios. It's their third main game in the Baldur's Gate series, which is based on the Dungeons & Dragons tabletop role-playing game. And this will be new to a lot of people. But as the hype around this game has grown astronomically over the last few months, its release finally grows near. So, let's dive into if Baldur's Gate 3 is right for you. Upon launch, you will create your character. Be prepared to spend an hour on this. No, I'm not kidding. There are important decisions tied into your creation, beyond just what type of class you want to play. Your religion, nationality, personality, all tie into how your gameplay session will go. Certain actions are only available because you choose a certain race. Or maybe people are predisposed to work with you because you follow the same belief they do. But outside of those traits, you also have to choose your class. Your class will largely depend on your preference and gameplay style, but there are also subclasses that unlock as you progress within that class. Currently, there are 12 classes ranging in everything from barbarians to wizards, so there's really something for everyone. And while each class has their own strengths, they also have to have their weaknesses. But don't worry too much about that part, as there's plenty of companions along the way that will join you. These will help round out your party's weak points, as your group will be taking on this quest together. The biggest barrier to entry on this game is going to be the turn-based strategy mechanics. Even on story difficulty, your decisions in battle are incredibly important. You decide to heal one turn? Well, now the boss you are fighting has procced his special passive and you are not living to see another turn. Casted rain on the map to put out some fire? Well, now ice is forming under your party and you can't move without slipping. For some, this is a fun challenge. Even more fun when you're playing with your friends and trolling them with it. But for some, this just isn't the gameplay they're looking for. Also, I think it's important to note that this game is played from an overhead view. That's new to a lot of people. It's important to stick a reminder here that this is a story, a true campaign. You and your party are undertaking a massive quest that will drag you all over the large map. You are meant to explore, read, take notes, and learn, as something you find within the first 30 minutes might become important 25 hours later. The game is full of secrets and side quests, but don't limit yourself to just the main story. This is a huge draw to games like this. No run-through of the game will be the same. Your decisions impact everything in this game, which becomes readily apparent when characters discriminate against you for your race, or just don't want to trade with you because you killed their business partner. This is the third installment in the Baldur's Gate series, but don't let that deter you from getting it. This game is a continuation of a plot that has already been set in the first and second game, but the game does a great job of catching you up right at the beginning. And let me tell you, these cutscenes are basically movies. The quality is so fantastic that it almost feels as if I'm watching a WoW trailer, but in the game. These are beautiful scenes that make me realize how shafted the gaming consumer base has been when quality like this was available all along. But if you're not hooked within the first 20 minutes of this game, you might want to go ahead and refund, because you're not going to like this game. As mentioned previously, the game is strategic. This is not a fast-paced game. This game excels with its exploration, strategy, and deliberate planning for all situations. Larian Studios purposefully slows the game down to emphasize this, pushing you into the more rewarding and immersive aspects of the game. You're not constantly fighting, so if you need to be actively battling or doing something, this game's not for you. Dropping this week on August 3rd for PC players, there will be an incredible amount of gameplay and fun to be had. My friends and I played the early access, and it took about 25 hours to beat that portion, which has been said to just be a fifth of the game. Larian Studios has said that the expected game time is around 100 hours if you just complete the story, but actual playtime for you might vary significantly depending on your playstyle, exploration, and engagement in the side quest. It is also important to note that this game has some hefty technical requirements. Take a second here and pause and just see if you can run this. On the early access launch of the game, it became the best-selling game on Steam and peaked at 70,000 concurrent players. Let me say that again, the early access launch garnered 70,000 players. Expect Thursday to be much larger. And as a heads up to anyone watching this and interested, there's no pre-installing the game. So make sure you plan to install this 120 gigabyte game sometime before you want to play. Personally, I've been looking forward to Baldur's Gate 3 since Larian Studios released Divinity Original Sin 2. And after playing through early access with my friends, I am extremely excited for the launch on Thursday. If this quick review enticed you into getting it, I wish you and your party a ton of luck. And if this solidified your decision on not purchasing, well, make sure to check out my stream, because I'll be playing this for the next few weeks, as it will be all consuming of my life.